Hey, this is Chris from Papershift, and I'm going to show you how to use the software for a hospital. So I've created an example account here, and we have different working areas. So I've created an on-call one, an outpatient clinic one, and a ward which is 24/7. And you can add different working areas here. So with the working areas, those are ways of sorting between people with different qualifications. So let's say certain people can only do the on-call shifts, other people can only do outpatient clinic shifts, and some people can do any kind of shift. And if you click on the employees section, you can assign each person to the types of shift that they can do. So you can make sure that you don't accidentally assign someone to a type of shift that they're not qualified for. Now, you'll see that some of these are green, some of them are red. When you create a shift, you set how many people you need for that, and then when the shift has that number of people in, it will turn green. So when you're doing your planning, all you have to do is see which shifts are red, and you know you have to add people to those, and the green ones, they're fine. Now, with Papershift, you're setting a pattern, so you're not having to create your rota each week or copy or paste or anything like that. When you're creating these shifts, you're saying what the recurrence is. So for example, this one is every Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday, and you need one person, for example. And then if we look at the next week, it's in the calendar as well, and so forth. You can then add people to that recurrence by clicking on this arrow here. So that means that Michael is always working that Monday shift unless there's a change. The next part to show you is absences. We can see the absence notification here, so Patrick is off that day. And we have the absences calendar, which here is giving an overview of all of the absences for the team. To add an absence, you just go to this absence section, and you can see an overview of the different absences which we have here. Now, employees can request vacation or annual leave with Papershift. Each employee has their own account where they can see their shifts, and they can also manage their absences. We can see Michael has requested a holiday here, for example. It's still pending. It needs to be approved for it to be officially in the system. So we can then click here to confirm it. When an absence has been approved, it then links to the calendar. So if someone is marked as absent, so Patrick is absent on Friday, for example, they can't be added to a shift. And if they were in a shift on that day, it would take them out of it. And then the shift would then, of course, turn red, and you can easily see that you need to assign someone else. And the last part to show you is the time tracking section. So to keep track of the hours which people have worked, when it comes to the end of one of these shifts, the system automatically creates a time tracking, and that's recording the hours which have been worked and also the working area. So you can then use that for payroll, and you can also export this data to, for example, see how many hours each person has worked in each working area. If you go to the calendar, you can also create custom reports with our Insights module to make sure that people have a fair assignment of shifts. So we can see, for example, in June, we have Michael and Patrick who have worked on call hours, but no one else. So you can keep checking that to make sure that no one's doing too many on-call hours. So that's everything I wanted to show you about using Papershift for a hospital. If you have any questions, just feel free to get in touch.